Hi, it's Melissa, and today I have a layout that I made with my April Hip kit, and I'm using the elements and papers that are tropical themed. A lot of these products come from the Oasis collection by Crate Paper, and they're products that I generally wouldn't gravitate towards because I don't really have photos that I think would go with them. And I think they are quite themey, and I think they need a kind of themed photo. But what I thought was, I do have these photos of my kids, and they're in some clothes that their grandmother bought back for them from Rarotonga, and I think it was last December. Yeah, it was after Ava was born, and these photos are really cute. The girls got matching dresses in two different colours, and Sam got an Hawaiian or Rarotongan, I guess, shirt. And of course, I had to take some photos because it's not often that my girls have clothes that are the same. And when I was going through this kit, I do admit that I struggle with the Oasis collection because it is so tropical. We live in an alpine resort. At this stage in life, we haven't been on a tropical holiday with our children. Of course, it's something we want to do in the future, but yeah, I wanted to challenge myself, and so I pulled out these items, and I've kept them aside for quite a long time. I've kept them out of the kit because I knew that I wanted to do a challenge like this for a layout, and so this is it. I had limited time because the light is quite bad here in New Zealand. It's autumn, and so I just decided to push myself and scrap this as quickly as possible. I did consider only scrapping one photo, and then I thought about doing a double page layout, but that's another challenge for another day. So what I decided to do was try and get both of these photos on the same page because they are family photos and they're going to go in the family album. So I stitched with a zigzag stitch down the edges of both sides of that paper. I do find that paper challenging. I find the colour green quite hard to work with, but I do like the little pops of pink. And I also stitched one of the gold leaves that doesn't have any holes in it. So here I'm deciding how I'm going to place things, and I'm wanting the photos to be in that position, kind of offset from each other. And then it's just a case of embellishing. I've pulled some of the cards and tags from that collection, and I'm wanting to feature them on either sides of the photos. And I'm wanting to have two clusters of these leaves. Now, because I find these leaves challenging and, I'll be honest, quite difficult to work with, I'm wanting to use them all up on one page. So here I'm just deciding where I want things to go. I also find pineapples quite challenging, so I'm really pushing myself to create outside of my boundaries. As always, I'm putting some craft foam behind my photos. I think that these photos need a bit of lift off the pattern paper, otherwise it would be a very flat layout, and it also enables me to tuck some embellishments such as those leaves underneath. So I haven't cut much out of this process at all. It was a really quick layout, like I said, because I felt challenged by the light. And I think at the end I should mention that my battery did run out and I didn't notice. So all you're going to miss is me putting the title down, which isn't really that exciting, and you'll see it in the final pictures anyway. So in order to speed things up, I'm using my craft glue, and I find that is quicker than double-sided tape because I don't have to stop and remove the backing. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory really, what I'm doing at the moment. So that is like a packaging tag label, but I wanted it to be more a traditional tag because it has the hole in it. So as you can see, all you do is cut one corner and turn it over to the other side and place it on the other corner and use it as a template, and that way you get two evenly cut sides. So without having to measure, it's a really simple, quick technique to get a tag. I've added twine as I always do, and I just realised I'm running really low on that Stampin' Up! Twine. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it again, to be honest, because it's on a piece of, like, it's wrapped around a piece of card, and where it wraps around you end up with creases on the twine, so I found that a bit annoying, but glad to say that I've nearly used it all up. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm needing to add some pop dots just on the corners of my photos because I haven't extended the twine all the way to the edge. I don't like the way that the corners are dropping down, so I've just fixed that with those dimensional adhesives there. And I love that card, I must say. Although it's tropical themed, I do love it. I love the tone of it, I love the flowers in it, and I didn't want to cover it up completely, so that's why I'm making it a bit of a feature. This little rubber charm is from Pink Fresh Studio, and it was from the March kit. If you haven't watched many of my videos, when it comes to my hip kits, rather than gather stash, what I like to do is, if I don't use something up, I take it to the next month. And some of the items actually have been from a few kits. So I try really hard to not only kill my kit, but anything left over I take it across. So this is another card. It's got a boat on it, and I think it says Palm Springs. It doesn't really go with this, but I think it goes with the tropical theme, and it just adds to my layers and it adds some interest on the page. So here I'm now adhering down these other two leaves, and the green one will just sit flat underneath the photo, and I'm popping up this one. This is the one that I stitched down the middle on just for a bit of interest. And I think, yeah, I've left my threads loose or longer on that one. And then there's that other pineapple card, and then there's a gold flamingo, and I just wanted to use that one as well. It's another tropical feature, and I just need to get it on the page, and so the best place for it was just between these two cards, and I've popped it up once again so that this entire page isn't flat. Now I wouldn't say this is the most amazing page I've ever made, but I'm really happy with how it turns out. It definitely records the memory and the story of these photos, and I think that the themed products work really well. In the past I've said that I don't do themey kind of scrapbooking, but I think that if you're struggling with a style of product like I was with these, the best way to use it is to get it on a themed page. Otherwise I'd just be giving it to my girls and they'd probably make their own scrapbook pages with it, or Brielle would just get scissors and cut it all apart. That's her style of scrapbooking, is just to cut things up. So I tried to get those acetate pieces on this page, but they really weren't working with the theme or the style of product that I've already got. And jumping ahead, that is my final layout. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope I inspired you to use some products that you might be struggling with.